Am I the asshole for saying I'd call the police if a family heirloom wasn't returned to my adopted daughter? On mobile, and I've never posted here before, so sorry in advance. I, 28 female, met my husband X, 30 male, 10 years ago. At the time, he was a single dad to a 6 Malio baby girl, Lily, 11 female. I worked at the bakery he'd stop at every Saturday before their walk, and eventually we started going out. We got married 6 years ago, and I legally adopted Lily soon after that. In my family, it's a tradition that the oldest daughter gets gifted an old sapphire ring on her 11th birthday. The ring belonged to my grandmother, who gave it to my aunt, who gave it to me because all of my cousins are male. Lily's 11th birthday was a few months ago, and I gave the ring to her because she's my oldest daughter. She loves that ring more than anything. She put it on a chain to wear around her neck so that she could keep better track of it, and in the months that she's had it, I've never seen her take it off. My sister Mia, 24 female, is one of Lily's favorite people. Lily really loves her aunt, and sometimes Mia will just text to let me and X know that she's picking Lily up from school to go eat or go to the bookstore or something like that. The other day, I got one of those texts from Mia, so I just told her to be safe, have fun, and make sure my daughter came home at a decent time because it was a school night. Lily got home about an hour after we had dinner, and she barely said hello to her dad or me before she went up to her room. I thought that maybe she was just tired, so he and I didn't immediately ask her what was going on, but later that night I went to go check on her because I wanted to be sure. When I walked into her room, I saw that she had been crying. I asked her what was wrong, and it took a minute, but she eventually told me that Mia took the ring from her because it's a family heirloom that's supposed to go to the actual, oldest daughter, and because I adopted her, that means she isn't really family. The only reason I didn't go to Mia's apartment that night to get it back was because I spent the rest of the evening reassuring Lily that she is my family, and she is 100% my actual, oldest daughter no matter what our DNA is or what anyone else says. I left Mia a voicemail the next morning telling her to return the ring before I drive over there and get it myself. She texted saying she would only give it to me if I had a daughter before she did, but until then she'd keep it safe to make sure I didn't give it back to the wrong person. So then I told her that if she didn't return the ring by 2 p.m. that day, I would be calling the police and reporting it stolen. She started texting like crazy, saying I was being ridiculous and doing too much. Our mom is in on it now too, and she thinks saying I'd contact the police was taking it too far, and that Mia was only trying to keep to the family tradition. Not the asshole. She took a birthday gift from your child and then told that child that she wasn't really family. Your sister is lucky that all you did was say you'd call the cops. Not the asshole, call the cops on her. Yeah, heirloom or not, she stole valuable from your child. Save messages and go to the police to file report. She herself destroyed your relationship, so feel zero git. She will steal more if you let her, and I will be suspicious that she have done it already. Also remember, you are protecting your child. She cannot be trusted with her now. She may do something else to her in the future. Do not accept this. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Call the cops to escort you to take it back, and on top of that remove her from the pickup list and keep her away from your daughter. If she truly loved Lily, she wouldn't do that to her. Am I the asshole for talking to my Mill like a kid when she touched my belly? My husband and I are expecting our first baby, yay. We've have some ups and downs with his parents because they don't understand boundaries, but overall it's been really good. For some context, I, 24F, come from an abusive home and I can't stand being touched. Before getting pregnant this wasn't a problem with my in-laws, but now that I'm carrying a baby, it's been awful with my Mill and my Sil because they think they can touch my belly whenever they want to. Both my husband and I have talked to them, and said that while I would rather they don't touch me at all, I can understand this is a big thing as a family, so I would simply like being asked instead of just feeling a hand at random times, but they rarely do it, so I just move when they touch me. Now, onto the subject. A week ago my best friend threw me a baby shower and I invited my in-laws, and since I don't have any blood family left, we let them invite 10 more people, which included aunts, cousins and my husband's grandparents. It was an overall lovely moment, but at one time, I was sitting eating cake while my Mill talked with my FIL sister, and while telling her something about the baby, she put her hand in my belly and I just didn't like it. So I took her hand, removed it and said, no, you know I've told you not to touch without asking first. You know how to ask first, do you? It's easy, with the most condescending voice I had. Both my MIL and my FIL sister looked at me shocked, and then my FIL sister laughed but my MIL got red in the face. When it was done, my MIL approached me and said that what I did wasn't nice and she just slipped, so I didn't had to treat her like a kid. I just smiled and said that she touching me after being asked a million times not to was a kid behavior and I just called her out on that. She left, very sad, and when we got home, my Phil called my husband and said he would love for both of us to apologize to each other, but I said no. So he called me an not the asshole. I hate being touched. Everyone thinks being pregnant makes you public property. Stand your ground, enforce your boundaries, and tell her off every time. Not the asshole. Sometimes people don't understand when you ask nicely. My friend grabbed a stranger's boob when the stranger touched her belly. The stranger was shocked and my friend said, "Oh, I thought we were grabbing each other's bodies, my bad." Not the asshole. The proper response from your MIL would have been, "I'm so sorry, op. You're right. You've been very clear about this and I let it slip my mind. I'll remember to ask permission before touching you in the future. Please forgive me." There, done and dusted. But instead, she chose to be offended. Not the asshole. I was far more dramatic when I was pregnant. I wore a shirt that said, "You can touch my belly if I can punch your face." Am I the asshole for reporting my boss over a nickname? I am 31, female, and recently started a new job. Well, a few months ago. It's a 5-guys office, plus the boss. The boss is one of those guys who think has a natural charm that ladies would instantly fall for. But he looks like a thumb, and has a lot of dumb confidence for making inappropriate comments, even when talking to me about work issues. I keep him at arm's length, and I'm very professional with my workmates. Some days ago I was chasing after some workmate, because was procrastinating sending me a document. I went to him to make him send it, and he said, "Okay," took his phone, opened the Messages app, and sent me the file. But looking at it, I noticed that he saved my number as Jessica Rabbit. I asked him about it, confused, and looked at me, shocked, eyes wide opened. Just said, "I am sorry." I didn't let him go, and interrogating him until he confessed that the boss always calls me Jessica Rabbit. To be clear, I am naturally a redhead. Got it from mom. And dye my hair red when it gets darker. But I don't look like Jessica Rabbit. I am flat as a table. Yes, I had trust issues about it, and worked very hard to like my body. I despise the thought of being compared to a hyper-sexualized cartoon character. I talked to my boss when he came into the office, and asked about the nickname. He just said, "Because you both are sexy redheads." I told him to stop it, because I don't feel safe. He just said, "Why are you so angry?" "It's a compliment," I said it's not, and stormed out. I went to HR to do a formal complaint. The HR lady said that she'll process the complaint, but that it was worthless, because boss is just like that. I told her that I don't like my boss's attitude, and need a warrant to stop. Since then, my boss stopped talking to me, and my workmates say that I'm way too dramatic, and don't know how to take a compliment. They also complained that don't feel safe around me, because they don't know if I will twist their words somehow. Am I the asshole here? Edit. I didn't expect that many comments. Thank you. But now is very hard to read them all. But I've been taking notes, and I'll try my best, even though I can afford to be jobless for a few months, so I am not scared of quitting if it goes nowhere. To be clear, I did not snoop on the phone. I was standing, and my coworker has sitting in his chair, so I had a clear view of his phone, and then I saw that he saved my number as Jessica Rabbit. Oh, and the guys who called me horrible names in my DMs and wished for horrible things to happen to me. I hope you get help, or otherwise, you never work with or be in a relationship with any women, since you seem to hate women so much. Wow, not the asshole at all. This is sexual harassment. The nickname is inappropriate and calling you a sexy redhead is inappropriate. HR is not doing their job. This company needs to be reported if HR tolerates this kind of behavior from their management. Not the asshole. Fuck those victim blamers and enablers. This is literally illegal. Why are you so angry? It's a compliment. Not the asshole. This makes me nauseous. Not the asshole. But I just want to tell you that I spit out my coffee when I read, and he looks like a thumb. OMG. Talk to HR again and tell them that a lawyer has advised you that if they don't do their job, that they can be sued and they will lose. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole, threatening to kick out my coworker, roommate for kissing my best friend? Around February 23, let my coworker, Jaden, 25, and his daughter Leah, 6, move in. We were co-workers and friends for 3 years, and he's always been so funny, smart and cute. We became really close friends. Unfortunately, work decided they can't afford to keep everyone and have been making cuts, and Jaden was basically forced to quit. I know he was really worried about his rent and everything, and my roommate was leaving, so I offered for him to stay with me and we worked out an agreement. We decided that while he's still looking for a job, he'd deal with all the chores and errands and housework. It's honestly been amazing having him live with me. He's such a great cook. And Leah has actually been really well behaved and sweet. He's helped me out a lot and I really enjoy being able to spend all this time with him. He has found some part-time work but nothing that pays enough for him to live alone, so we've mostly kept our agreement, just with me doing more and him helping pay a little. My friends have come over quite a few times, and obviously met him. Last weekend I had a bunch of my friends stay over. I thought it went great, but the next day Leah told me she saw Jaden kiss my best friend. I was really upset and Jaden and I ended up arguing about it. I told him how betrayed I felt. He tried to say it was fine, that apparently that kiss wasn't intentional, and he didn't say anything because they didn't know what it meant. But it's still wrong. I'm doing so much only for him to do this to me. I got upset and told him that he will have to leave if he just wants to take advantage of my kindness. That I don't want to live with someone who betrays me like that. He was offended and just tried to act like it was no big deal and I was being crazy. He thinks I have no right to say anything about his love life, even though it's my best friend and I'm doing so much for him. Our talk didn't really work, but I did talk to my best friend, and she agreed to back off. The last few days have been horrible and he doesn't think he's done anything wrong. I've tried to talk again, but he now refuses to and has been really cold, and told me that he'll move out as soon as he can. I don't think I've done anything wrong, it's his own fault. I want to work this out, but he should not be going around kissing my friends. But the fighting has really upset Leah, and obviously Jaden thinks I'm an asshole even if he's being selfish. Edit. I am not jealous. This isn't about that. I'm not in love with him or anything, I'd know if I was. This is just about him betraying me, about him going behind my back. Clearly everyone's the type to just hook up without caring about anyone else. There's way too many people so respond to now. Like I've said, it's not about jealousy. I am not in love with Jaden. It's just rude and ungrateful to sneak around and do what he did. INFO. Are you guys in a relationship? Edit. You are the asshole Jesus, you are possessive of someone that you aren't even with. I genuinely don't get your issue. Sounds like you're jealous. You are the asshole. Is Jaden aware that you have feelings for him? And that you expected them returned because of your selfless acts of kindness? You are the asshole. Edit. Since it got buried in this thread, here's OP's response to my comment. I haven't told him, but it's not about that. He doesn't have to like me back. But he can't go around kissing my friends. He and his daughter would have been homeless if I didn't help him. I mean, Leah sees me as a mother figure now. OP might not be in love with Jaden, but she absolutely has romantic feelings for him.